بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين صلى الله على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. In the beginning, Jazakumullah khairan for being here. May Allah give you barakah. Ameen Allahumma ameen. We're going to learn today how to start with this alif. We're going to learn the name and how to start with it, okay? And then how to deal with it when it is in the middle between two sounds, okay? So in the beginning, this is called Alif Wasl. Alif Wasl. Okay? Alif Wasl. The purpose of this alif, it has a function. Okay? Whenever you see it, most of the time it's not a part of the word. It is just a tool there to help us pronounce the letter after. If you remember from the sukoon letter, right? You know, when we taught you the sukoon, we said, for example, this is ba sukoon, right? And we said, in order to pronounce the ba sukoon, we need another letter that will help us to pronounce it, right? It can be hamza fatha, or it can be, for example, dal dhamma, okay? It's just any voweled sound to help us get to that sukoon, right? This one has a function, which is most of the time to help us get to the sukoon that comes after. Okay? Now, when it is in the middle, 95% of this one, 95%, it is between letters, and you don't have to worry about it. And I'm going to give you an example for this. But we're going to talk about the situation where we need to start with this. Okay? With more examples, it will become easy. So we know the name of it. What is the name? Alif Wasl. What is it? Alif Wasl. Okay, Alif Wasl. What is the function of Alif Wasl? To help us get to the next letter that will definitely have a sukoon. Okay? In Arabic, you cannot start with a letter that has sukoon. So, if the first letter of the word has a sukoon, then we bring this one here, and it's already there. You don't have to bring it, it's already part of the words. But originally, it was inserted in order to get to that sukoon. Okay? Now, we're going to start with the very beautiful word of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, which is the name of Allah. Right? Allah. Now, the word Allah, what you hear, you see Allah, right? Allah. But you notice that it's not written as Hamza. It's not a Hamza, right? It's not a Hamza, right? So, this is the Alif Wasl. If you notice, we say Wallah, right? We say Wallah. Why do we say Wallah? What is the Alif now? Why don't we say Wa Allah? But when we do not have this wow, what do we say? Allah, right? When we start, it is a Hamza, right? Wallah. But when we have a letter before, what happens? Wallah. We'll go from the Fatha here to the Lam, right? We say Wallah, Wallah. So, the beautiful example here, that this alif, it's never pronounced unless we will start with it. And I want you to remember this rule. This alif will not be pronounced. 95% of the time it's not pronounced. Unless we will initiate with it. We will start with it. Then we turn it into a Hamza. Okay? That's the rule. That's the main rule throughout Quran. Okay? So in this case, is this alif pronounced or dropped? In this case, it's not pronounced. So you just, like the silent letters in English, right? They used to put a dot under, right, for the silent ones, right? So that is here. This is silent. Okay? Now sometimes you even find it attached to letters. Example, this word, the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, right? We have the word Allah, right? It starts with this one, right? So we know that now we are going to start with it, then we have to turn it into a Hamza. Because, can you read this for me? Allah, right? You see, is this this is the sound. This is the hamza, right? So because we're going to start with it, then we're going to change this one into a hamza. It becomes a hamza. So we say Allah, Allah, okay? Sometimes, as I told you, it's either connected with the previous letters. You know, there is another, we can say sometimes, billah. It's one way of saying, well, you know, billahi, okay? Billah. You see, this is a ba kasra, added, right? It's attached to this one. Now, billah, I'm moving from the kasra to the lam, and this alif now is cancelled. Okay? So the alif here is what? Is cancelled. So it is billah. Okay? Alaykum as-salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. So billah. Here, wallah. Okay? Billah, wallah. When do we pronounce it? When it is the first letter, and in our sentence, it is the first one that we want to start with it. Okay? Now,
If it's the second letter,
you do not pronounce it. You jump from the first letter all the way to the third letter, and this one is cancelled. Okay? This is if you understand this rule, you will solve a lot of reading problems. And I'm going to give you a lot of examples. Let me give you another example here. We have here the word, we use from our book here. Yes, okay. So we said wallahi, billahi. But can you read this word for me? Can you read it? Allah. Let's say the dhamma. So Allahu, Allahu. What happens? What did you do here? You sounded it. We borrowed the hamza. Because this is alif. It's not a hamza. This is alif. But we transferred that into a hamza. So it's the only time in which it's pronounced. When we start with it. Okay? Now, here I give you one letter before. Sometimes the one before is a whole word. Okay? Example. Here. I'm going to give you a whole word now. Can you read this for me? Qala is good. Qala, right? Now, this is the same trick. You see here what we did with the waw? Gonna do the same thing, but connecting this word to the lam. So we're gonna go from, we're gonna move from the lam fatha to here and skipping this guy. Can you do it? Qalallahu, qalallahu, la fatha, right? To the lam here. Qalallahu. Okay? Yes. I'm going to give you another example here with the word Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We have the word Allah. If we start with the word Allah, then it is Allah, right? Right? Now, I'm going to add one word here. This is, you know. Beautiful. You see? This, we're going to go from this letter to the lam. So we say minallahi, minallahi. Okay? Minallahi. Okay. Now, this will introduce us to a very important topic. Okay? I'm going to push it for next week. Okay? I'm going to teach you now. Just how to pronounce this one, because we will have to take them eventually, all of them, right? So we're going to distribute this inshallah into 3 sessions. So whenever you review the videos, you will have 3 sessions. Okay? We're going to do now the first easy one, and I already made a video about it, also separate video, but we're going to do it inshallah right now. Because for the nouns, it will have to take much time. Okay? Okay. Listen to this. I know you do not understand Arabic because the grammar, it goes back again to the grammar, Akhi Abu Bakr, okay? It goes to the grammar. But let me give you like the thing that we can understand. There is there are verbs in Arabic, and there are particles. You know, particles as like, you know, in English, of, in, at. This is called particles, prepositions, right? So we have particles, and then we have nouns. And we will have to study this alif in each one of them. Okay? We need to study, this one wrong, this is the right symbol, okay? So we need to study the alif, how to pronounce the alif when it is with nouns, when it is with huruf. This is ism, harf, and this is fi'l. Okay? So we will need to study how to pronounce it with nouns, with harfs, with the verbs. Okay? Each one has a case. This one is a little bit detailed, and that's why we said we're going to do it in a separate lecture. Okay? But for now, these two are easy. These two are easy. This one, we're going to push it. I'm going to tell you about this one now. If I can get your attention, it's a very important rule, easy rule. But there are a lot of words that you will always need this one. Okay? Now, here, look at this word. Alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. So, let's pause a little bit. Okay, I can edit this later. Okay, what does he want now? Okay, you want to look at it? Yeah, come here. Come here. I will have to edit this.